I've been looking forward to saying this all week. Are we ready? Ooh ma, ooh ma ma, ooh ma, ooh ma ma.
The Tenerife Podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome down to another episode of That Tenerife Podcast on a Tuesday afternoon in beautiful Tenerife. And first thing that you might have noticed before we even started was there was something missing off that first jingle that we did, and that is, of course, Daz. Daz isn't here. Good afternoon, YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube as well. Daz has decided that his daytime job that he does needs to take precedence over the hobby of what we do with our podcast, which is quite understandable, of course. So he's decided to take the stabilisers off me, let me ride myself on the two wheels, give me the controls to the aircraft, so to speak. And to be honest with you, I can feel a little bit of turbulence as we start, but we've got to give it a go and see how we move on. And I wish Daz all the luck in the world, just as he wishes us all the luck on our podcast as well. So Daz, I hope you're listening, and the Tenerife pod is turning maybe a little bit into a Tenerife vlog, because we've now gotten a little bit of extra. We're trying to get the camera going as well, so we can get that working today. That was really based on the last interview that we did on last week, which was with the McMaster and the Night Strider, which was a really good interview down in Los Cristianos that's getting a lot of response on YouTube itself, where the viewers are actually in excess of over 1,500 people at this moment in time. Everything to do with the positivity of the island, things that are going on the island of Tenerife at the moment, the current situation that we're in, and just where we think it's going to go, and hopefully we can keep positive, send positive vibes out there. Our first three podcasts have been quite positive. They've been good. We've had a good response to them, so thank you very much. Thank you very much at home as well. I will be telling you about our furthest listener. Our most famous listener, I think, has to be the McMaster now. So thank you very much for that, Lee, if you are listening. And I look forward to this one, because this one, as you can hear also right at the beginning intro, we've only gone and got Lady Gaga. So first of all, let's start with where exactly we are. We are in Puerto Colon in Los Americas, just a bit further up from Los Americas, in a place called San Eugenio. It's a beautiful warm day outside, bit cloudy today. We're talking about the 22nd of September. Bit of Kalima coming in, to be honest, feeling a little bit muggy, but apart from that, it's actually really nice. We are in the bar. We are back in the bar now. Back in the bar. We're only on maybe our fourth episode. Why do we say back in the bar? Because we were here 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, it wasn't possible to bring you that episode. However, we have spoken with the person in question who we interviewed, and he has promised to give us another interview in a couple of weeks' time, so we'll bring that one to you. As mentioned, I'm without Daz, but that's not a problem at all. I'm going to fly solo and see how it goes with it itself. This place here is absolutely stunning. I've put a couple of shots on at the beginning. It's owned by Theo and Beth, a young couple who decided to grab the bull by the horns over a year ago and make this place work. Very industrial looking place. It's weird. It's like a modern factory style looking place. Beautiful views overlooking the port of Puerto Colon. Great couple of window seats outside as well. But the main thing about this one that we need to know is the cocktails. The cocktails are to die for. Porn star martinis, pina coladas, you can get whatever it is you fancy. You get all of them down here. I think they do a 2-for-1 at the moment as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And it's a bar that's going from strength to strength. I normally tend to find it all over Facebook advertised, and it's really, really a popular place. Used to have a lot of entertainment on the evenings, but unfortunately the evening entertainment tends to be a little bit quieter. It is a working bar, hence the reason why you got the noises in the background. We've got a couple of customers in at the moment. Didn't want to be on camera earlier, so we decided to keep them off from there. Mentioning before, we're looking forward to meeting Lady Gaga, which is that of Katy J. Katy J is here to join us this week. A lady who has, through lockdown, come more and more into my eyesight really on social media with all the shows that she's been putting on. She's going to tell us all about that when she joins us in just over maybe 5 or 10 minutes. But she's a very, very positive person on the island who's doing a lot of success, doing a lot of good things on the island as well. And also with that Gaga show, which is a Gaga Tribute, it's absolutely an amazing show to see. We've got all that to come, but please enjoy the show. Thank you very much for listening to the last ones. We've already done, I think, with 3 shows in at the moment. They are all on Spotify, you can find them, and they're also on YouTube, so feel free to have a look at those as well. It certainly feels weird not having Daz with us, that's for sure, but one of the things that I did notice from Daz was one of the things we did last week was our furthest listener. And at the moment, I said I think I was winning. It was Rainer from Holland. Well, we've had an email, thattenerifepodcast.com, and it's a guy from David Brennan. Hi, Daz and Rick. Daz's old mate, David Brennan here. Great show and listening in sunny Yerevan, Armenia. Armenia? Keep up the good work, lads. All the best. Dave, get out. So all the best from Dave. So Armenia is the furthest one. That's Theo in the background, by the way. Theo gives a wave. Theo in the background, doing the cocktails as we speak. But Dave, if you are our furthest listener at this moment in time, we'll see if anyone can beat that, and we'll see how good we get on with that one. Well, so as you can see, I've been joined by Katy J.
Hello.
Which is also known as Tribute Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Hi, welcome. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for coming down. Honestly, I've been so excited about speaking to you because I've mentioned a little bit earlier on the podcast. When I was in the lockdown, you really came to prominence in my life up on the Golf del Sur because of all the stuff that you're doing on social.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about that. But first things first, what we're trying to do is congratulations on your weekend shows, by the way. We're going to get to that. There's so much to talk about you. It's going to be ridiculous. But one thing I don't know if you realise is one of the things we do is I do a little bit of stalking.
Okay.
And I've done it. If I get too much, eventually you just tell me to stop. But you just tend to freak people out.
Go on then.
Katy J.
Yes.
1,238 followers on your Katy J page. Now you've got a story. You've got a story Facebook, haven't you?
Yeah, they don't like me very much.
What is that all about?
There's part of Facebook's term and conditions is about not impersonating another brand.
Oh, really? So
it's in their terms and conditions, but it's for the likes of there was one recently at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Right.
And there was a scam going around.
Yeah,
and there was a scam going around, like, if you share this page, you get a free holiday and stuff like that. And it was from a fake Hard Rock Hotel page.
Right.
It's to stop things like that. But obviously, being an impersonator, my job is to impersonate a brand, and it gets you in a lot of trouble with Facebook. So I've lost. I'm on my third.
How many pages have you lost?
I've lost 2.
And how many?
The last one hurt the most.
And how many followers have you lost?
2,500.
You've lost 2,500.
Yes.
Oh my God! But I mean, you've got 1,238. So obviously, you're a hard worker. You're working at it.
I've built it back up. I've bugged a lot of people to go, please like my page again. This is the new one.
What's the name of the page?
It is now.
Yeah.
Katy Gaga Tribute.
Katy Gaga Tribute on Facebook. That's where you're
Yes.
going to find this lady. I've been on there. I've seen your shows, and we're going to talk about that first. But first of all, let me do my stalking bit first of all.
Go on, then.
You studied audio engineering at SAE Institute.
I did.
In 2006. Is that right?
Yes, that's
You're
correct.
from Dagenham, Essex.
Unfortunately.
You're married on the 27th of August 2014 to Richard.
Yes,
Another
I
great
am.
name, by the way. Who you first met in 2010. This is the power of the internet, by the way. It's weird, isn't it? How spooky is that?
Just like doing the maths. Yes, that's right.
Are you a
Yeah,
singer
10
at the
years.
Silhouettes?
Yes, I was.
What's that?
The Silhouettes, unfortunately, is a duo that was in that is no more with the fabulous Miss Lisa Mack. But due to COVID, she has left the island.
Oh yeah, she left. She's one of the
So
entertainers at the
it was
Lost as
based
well.
on Motown the Musical,
Uh-huh.
which was a West End show.
Yeah.
And it was the two of us, Motown, all singing, all dancing, costume changes.
Fantastic, brilliant.
Gonna miss it.
I bet you will. Former assistant project manager at Pit Stop Productions.
Yes.
What's that?
A computer games production company.
That's your little geeky world, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very much a geek. Yeah.
Well, as you can see, I think I always say before, I think I've paid for Steve Jobs' funeral. I've got that much Apple products from here. You're a former tactical field rep at Gecko UK. Don't look. You're like, what else is there?
Why did I put these things on Facebook?
I know, that's the thing about it, isn't it?
Yes.
You once lived in Barnsley.
Yeah, my husband's from Barnsley.
Oh, is that why? Right, because
Yes.
Dagenham Essex to Barnes,
Yes.
I was like, what is going on?
Yep.
You want birthday cards because it's the 12th of September.
It's just gone, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, my love. You're a pagan.
I am, yes.
You are
I
a
didn't
pagan.
realise that was still on Facebook either.
Yeah, you go,
yes,
you
I
see.
am a pagan.
You got a brother called Luke.
Yeah.
Dad called Bob.
Yeah.
Mum called Annie.
Yeah.
Sister-in-law called Julie.
Yeah.
There you go. A family member called Tony. You put that on there? I don't know. We'll move on. You moved here in...
Cut that bit out. I don't know who that is.
You
Keep
moved
going.
here in 2015. That's what you put on there. You moved
Yes.
to Tenerife. Is that right? 5
Yeah,
years in
5
Tenerife?
years.
Fantastic. Nearly done. You checked in at the Otley car boot sale on the 7th of July
Love a car boot.
2013. You love a bit of
Love
a boot?
a car boot. That's from my mum. Love a boot sale.
Do you buy anything decent? Do you remember?
Probably not. I've once bought cats at a boot sale. That's
You put what, actual cats?
actual cats. 2 cats
At a
at a
boot?
boot sale. Yeah,
Oh
I felt
my
I
God.
was very mortified that someone was selling them at a boot sale and the RSPCA didn't pick up the phone.
In the UK?
Yeah,
Oh my
on the
God.
hottest day of the year. 7 kittens rammed into
horrific.
one on top of the table. Went back to my mum crying my eyes out. We tried to call the RSPCA. Went back to see if they were still there. There was 2 left. I went, I'm taking them.
Oh, that's horrific, man. That's horrific. Well done for buying those, by the way. You've got a couple of likes. You like the Mighty Boosh?
I did. I've not watched it for a very long time, but yeah.
Noel Fielding's back on TV tonight, by the way. Great
like
British
Noel
Bake Off.
Fielding.
He's funny. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's one of mine as well.
Massive Buffy fan.
So was I.
That's my always go-to. Buffy and Angel,
Do
my
you know what
go-to
it was? Well, that was
TV.
the next one as well, because Buffy the Vampire Slayer for me was like the real life Scooby-Doo. Because it was just it was so funny if you see it. But then you did the spin-off of Angel. I was like, nah.
No, I like David Boreanaz is still top of my list. Love him.
And also, question mark next to this one. Glee?
No, I'm a stage school brat, so anything musicals and razzle dazzle and jazz hands, I'm there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And then Saved by the Bell as well. That explains
Well, yeah,
it all.
that's my era.
You see, really, it's not too desperate what we see from there on Facebook. I've had worse.
I need to go delete loads of stuff off my Facebook.
It just shows really what people put on stuff, and they don't realise what's actually
But
going on.
a lot of things of that is from that I would have put on 15 years ago. I'm like, is that still on there? Jesus. Okay.
So what we're going to do, just a very simple conversation, is I always want to start off from where you started from. Okay,
Yep.
so where did the performing start? Did that start over in Tenerife or before that?
Professionally, didn't start till I lived in Tenerife.
Right.
But I went to dance school from the age of 4. Sort of saw a Michael Jackson video when I was 4 years old and went, I want to do that.
That's it.
So went to dance school, then that progressed to stage school. My dad's an ex-pro, did the circuits in the UK.
Pro singer?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
So he used to travel up and down the UK. Or I used to make my friends laugh because it's like he's accountant by day, entertainer by night.
Was that his video? Was that his promotion? His promotional video?
He was a financial advisor in the city of London during the day, and then the weekends he'd travel up and down the country doing gigs.
Really? Did you go with him?
I used to be, when I was little, I used to be his little roadie.
Oh,
So that's probably where my sort of audio engineering sort of thing sparked, helping him lug the speakers and wrap up the cables and anything that I can go, what can I do to help if he was local?
So you had that as a background, and then you decided that obviously you came to, Tenerife on holidays
Yes,
and stuff like that?
I've been coming here since I was 9 on holiday.
Right.
We came sort of like twice a year. So then when I got to a teenager, I decided performing wasn't right for me at the time. My confidence wasn't there. I didn't feel confident
Another one with
enough.
confidence. We chatted with Hayley Butler, and she was the same. She said even though she knew she wanted to sing, she struggled massively with
Yeah,
confidence.
didn't have the confidence. I think stage school probably didn't help because at stage school you're so judged and fine-tuned and pitted against each other. I think it probably ruined my confidence more.
Oh, that's weird.
So then when I got to 16, I felt like I wasn't good enough
Yeah.
to stand front and centre on a stage.
That's a shame, that.
So I went and did practical music or pop music course at college. Part of that was a music production side, and I fell in love with it and went, well, if I don't want to be front and centre, I still want to do music. Maybe I can be behind the scenes and be on the technical side. When I got to about 18, I then went and studied audio engineering. My mum and dad moved over here.
Oh, they moved here?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
I am...
No, sorry, how old were you? I've never asked a lady her age. How old were you when that happened?
How long have they been here? They must have been here about about 10 years they must have been here.
10 years.
So yeah, so maybe it was a bit after I'd been at uni. So I'd gone and studied audio engineering. They decided to move over here because they'd been doing like the Swallows thing where they'd been here for like leaving us alone for 3 months and seeing how we get on and then coming back.
Brilliant. Okay, so you join us back once again. We are in the bar down in Puerto Colon. I've got the amazing Katy J, Lady Gaga. We're going live as well. We've got some video going with it as well, so good luck, bear with us and everything. We've got the little bit of a background, and then we've got yourself moving over to Tenerife. And you're over Tenerife now with your husband, and is there children as well?
2 children.
And what have you got, boys and girls?
2 boys.
2 boys, how old are they?
They've just had birthdays, so they are 5 and 8.
They're a great age. That's a great age.
Yeah, the 5-year-old's a handful.
I've got 19 and 16, and they don't want to talk to me. They're 5 and 8. At least they want you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the 8-year-old's my little buddy.
So were they born over here, or were they brought?
No. So we met over here, me and my husband, and then because I lived here very briefly for 6 months, staying with my mum and dad, PRing for a bar, wasn't working as an entertainer, and then I went back to live with him.
Right.
We lived in Barnsley, then Leeds for a little while.
Yeah.
Had our first child. then got on Christmas Eve our eviction notice, hand-posted through our front door.
On Christmas Eve?
On Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Hand-delivered.
That was
not
really
like
nice.
just poor timing from the postman. No, hand-delivered on Christmas Eve because our landlord was selling the house to evict, so he needed to evict us. And we just kind of looked at each other and went, if we're going to go to Tenerife, now's the time. We'd moved that many times. Then we started selling all of our stuff, booked our flights, sold half of the stuff, and then I found out I was pregnant.
Oh.
Whoopsie.
Okay, yeah, but timing's never the right thing, is it? You can never time something right like that.
So the youngest was born here.
Youngest was born here.
Youngest was born here.
Amazing. So you came over here, and what was the idea when you first moved over? What is it you were going to do?
Sing.
Sing?
And then that got put off by the fact that I looked like a beached whale for the first 6 months of living here. So it was like, let's put a pin in that. I did a little bit of comparing.
Yeah.
When I first got here. No, I hate comparing.
You hate it?
Absolutely hate it with a passion.
I think there's a talent in it. You've got to.
Yeah, it's not my talent.
I know, it's like Daz was with us and all. Hi Daz, I know you're still hopefully listening from there, but he was doing it and he's a great compere.
Yeah, he was also one of the first people to help me and give me a chance when I got on the island as well. He was a great help when I first got here. He's a lovely guy.
We're bigging you up, Daz. We still love you, man. We still love you. So you decided, obviously, your child was born and then it was time to start working. You started singing. You became a singer on the island. And
yes,
that's
as myself. Yeah.
As yourself, as Katy J.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get speed up. When did Gaga come? To me, it's like when all of a sudden you sat down, you went, "I'm going to be Gaga."
Well, the show itself started about 14 months ago.
Right.
It started being planned.
So sorry, it's only 14 months ago.
Only 14 months ago.
Oh wow.
I started planning it Christmas, not this Christmas, gone Christmas before that.
Yeah.
I worked on it for about 4 months before I did my first show.
But why?
Because from the moment I'd started on the circuit, people have been here a while will know that I've tried different shows. I started as myself.
Uh-huh.
I did a 90s show. Right. I then went back to myself. I then did the silhouettes.
You've got to keep reinventing
to
find something
to find the stuff that works and the different bars, different things work in different bars, and I get bored.
Right.
And I find that if I'm constantly working on something, it keeps my show fresh and more entertaining for the audience. So I was just trying to find what would work. But I knew from the moment I started over here that the circuit was bending more and more towards tributes.
Okay.
I lost a few jobs with we're going in the direction of tributes only.
Oh right, okay. So actually the island's direction of acts in the evening, the entertainment of the public, the holidaymakers, what they wanted.
Yeah, and I understand it because obviously if you put my name on a poster, they're like, who's she? What's she do? Is she any good?
Yeah.
You put Gaga, Diana Ross, or anything like that on a poster, they know exactly it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're good at it or not, it will bring people in because they might be a fan of that artist.
Okay.
So it's easy draw.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah.
It's an easy draw, and I love doing my mix shows, and I still do my mix shows.
Yeah, I've seen you perform as Katy J as well.
But it means that now I've got both. I have something that fits because some bars don't have tributes at all,
right,
and it doesn't work for them.
Uh-huh.
Some bars have only tributes, but I wanted to be able to offer
the versatility,
something for every bar.
Uh-huh.
And from the moment I was on the circuit, I was cogs were turning, going, who could I be, who could I be, who could I be? And every time my mum and dad were on it as well, and every time they make a suggestion, I'm going, meh. I was actually
Sophie Alex Baxter. No.
Like I was
everyone.
I was almost Cher. Almost Cher. And then I started looking into it and I went, I'd get bored so quickly. Because she's not making new music, as much as I love her old stuff, once I'd learnt it, there was not really anywhere for me to go, and I knew I'd get bored. And then Gaga released The Star Is Born, I went, that.
Oh, so it was based really from that?
Yeah, because I already sang a few of her songs and I already liked her music. I didn't actually become a Gaga fan till her Joanne album, which when she did like the country stuff and released Million Reasons, and I fell in love with her then because the pop stuff wasn't really my thing because I'm the same age as her. When she was bringing that out, it weren't really my kind. I was into my rock music and my like industrial metal, and then like I don't want to listen to Lady Gaga.
Incredible.
So as soon as The Star Was Born, and a couple of people who said, oh, you sing like Million Reasons and that really well, and then that was released and I learnt a couple of songs from the soundtrack and I was like, this feels like it fits.
So really, Gaga was born.
Gaga was born. A Star Was Born and Gaga.
Where was your first show? Where was your first show?
Bojangles.
Oh, we were in our first show we did in Bojangles. We interviewed Sarah Wagstaff down at Bojangles.
Yeah.
And were you bricking it?
Just a little bit. It was the first, not only because it was like a new show and it was a debut of like being like a tribute, but also singing and dancing at the same time. I don't actually know how many songs are in my show.
Singing and dancing.
Singing and dancing at the same time. And I'd done rehearsals at home and it would be like, I practiced the singing and I practiced the dancing, and it got closer and closer to debut. I went, I suppose I should do both of them together. And then I would do them together and I'd get halfway through and I'd be like, so this isn't going to work.
Absolutely sweating.
So I was panicking that I was going to get halfway through the show and go, just need a nap. Just give me a nap.
The thing about it, which is brilliant, is my history on the island goes back 30 years, on and off. I moved over here 2 years ago, and I was fortunate enough for my first ever Tenerife Entertainment Award to be able to go to that up at the Aldea Blanca at the castle. That was only last year's one, and that was my first ever one. And you won.
I did.
You won best best tribute act at the Tenerife Entertainment Award.
Yes.
You'd not been going long really, and all of a sudden you get that accolade given to you. That must have been an amazing sense of achievement.
I'll say it's about bloody time. I've been nominated. I've been nominated every year that I'd been here.
In the 5 years you've been here?
But every year I was up against Hayley. Apart from the first year, it was best newcomer.
Yeah, Hayley, come on.
So then every year it's like,
get off to Lanzarote for a year. Go to Lanzarote for a year. Go on. Give the others a chance. But it was. But you won that.
Yes.
And that
I was
must have been
so happy.
Well, I saw it. It was amazing. It was like that was the first time I actually really saw the show.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh right, okay, we've got Tribute Gaga on the island as well. And again, everyone knows I live up on the Gulf, so I don't really come into town that often, so I don't really get to see the shows. And when I got up there, it was an amazing day. It was absolutely brilliant. Oasis Radio put on a fantastic show up there. But then you actually did your show in the show.
Yes.
And that was just it was fantastic. It was
Thank
brilliant.
You.
Credit well done, well deserved, etc., etc. We go from there. That was in October last year. And then we go into this year, and you expect most probably to use that as a platform to trampoline yourself further into 2020. And then lockdown happens. How did that make you? What happened there? How did that make you feel?
I don't know, because I'd set up a post. I put up a post at the beginning of the year, and sort of like, these are my goals. I don't make resolutions, but this is what I want to achieve this year. And it's like, one of the things that I'd said was I would love to be able to perform as Gaga at a Pride, any Pride.
Okay.
And it's sort of like those sort of things, like, well, that's never going to happen. However, I tried to make all I've tried to do is make the best of a really horrible situation. And I'm one of these people that if I don't have a focus, I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And if I'm busy and I'm focused on something, everything else can just sort of go away in the background. So all my online things and my online shows and doing little videos.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because.
But I managed to. I didn't manage to achieve the goal I'd set. However, I have managed to perform at 2 online prides.
Online prides?
So I managed to still, it's not the same, but it's good enough for 2020.
It's a direction that's moving through. Well done,
Yes.
Congratulations. The thing about this is now we're going to come up to the lockdown. We're going to talk about the lockdown because a lot of the, we interviewed Hayley Butler who did Live from the Lockdown, which was absolutely brilliant. And we saw you, that's where you came to us. It was brilliant. I saw your shows as well, and I saw your sons getting involved in the shows as well.
That wasn't by choice.
And it was like a Garden Gaga or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that's what we nicknamed it, Garden Gaga.
And that was what day did you go out on that one?
Sundays.
On a Sunday as well. You went out from there. The drive to get that done, was that down to the drive to keep yourself busy? Was that drive down to keep yourself to keep people entertained? Was that drive for what was that initial drive to go, I'm going to do that?
Everything, all of the above, to keep myself sane.
Yeah.
Because we all of a sudden went from, like, myself performing 12 shows a week to nothing. And the first 2 weeks it was
I
like,
can't imagine that.
First 2 weeks it was like, oh,
holiday.
I have had one holiday in the 5 years.
Yeah.
No, 2 holidays. One was to go back to the UK to work.
Yeah.
Where I had like 3 days off and 3 days
holiday.
working.
Yeah.
And then I had 4 nights where we went and took the kids to Los Gigantes. They were
Was
my
that it?
only holidays in 5 years. So the first 2 weeks it was like, I'm going to sit and do nothing. I'm going to stuff my face and I'm just going to enjoy this. But I never believed that it was going to last the 2 weeks.
No.
So as much as I was chilling in the first 2 weeks, I'm also thinking how are we going to survive?
Yeah.
At the time, we didn't know what was going to happen with any benefits or anything like that. So I was like, it was actually Hayley and Michael Levy Jr. who started it and said, we're going to do this. And I went, really? Yeah. And they basically went, have a word with yourself, love. You've got a family to feed. Get online, put up your PayPal and earn yourself some pennies.
You were talking about just a minute ago about people saying have a word with yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know it was difficult. I've seen a lot of entertainers leave the island, just in the past, down to many different issues. Mental health issues is one of them as well, which is really, really, it's affected some people, but financial issues as well. It's a shame to see people leaving, entertainers, and even some even now that are going to be leaving due to the financial reasons. So
definitely.
The idea of the PayPal is something really now that looks like it could be just a future thing now.
Unfortunately, I don't see it going away anytime soon.
But again, and I know you say unfortunately, when you look at it now, if you think how wide your audience can go, you normally on an evening entertain a bar maybe full of 20, 30, 50, 60 people, whereas now you can go online. What's the biggest audience you've had?
Oh, I don't actually know. I'm the queen of sharing it anywhere and everywhere.
Well, I will tell you, you're over 4,000. I know that. I've seen that as well.
I usually have, when everyone was in lockdown, I usually had about 150 viewers at once.
Yeah.
But probably about 6,000 to 10,000 views. Now, obviously, people aren't in lockdown. They're not at home, so it's dropped down a bit. But I usually get about 60 to 80 people watching usually when I do them now.
That's absolutely brilliant. So you're still carrying on with those?
I'm doing them not as regularly. I'm probably going to do one this week.
And you find that posted on the Facebook page?
Yes, it will be on my Facebook page. I always advertise on there ahead of time.
And the reason why you've not been doing them regularly is because?
I've been a busy bee.
Jesus, you have been busy. It's been ridiculous to see you, honestly, to watch what's been going on. For those of people we've talked about in the past, we talked about with Hayley Butler as well. Vivo, right?
Yes.
This place has been an amazing, I'm going to say almost like a lifeline. The idea,
no, I would say a lifeline.
Shelley and Hayley came up with an idea of doing a show, and people know Shelley is my partner, and they did it up at Shiofa, and then we got in contact with Vivo, and Vivo have took hold of this and just ran with this.
Yeah, it was from Shelley and Hayley's night that I then ended up being in contact with them.
It's been amazing to see the support that these guys. We talked about you last time, and I will get you on probably on the podcast next time as well. But the support that these three lads, it's Joel, Stuart, and Paul.
And also Lee, the other owner.
Sorry,
well.
But what the support they've shown to you guys to put these shows on.
It has been amazing.
So how many shows have you done down there?
I've done 3 so far.
And what shows have you done?
I have done 2 Lady Gagas.
2 Lady Gaga. Sold out?
Pretty much, yeah.
Brilliant.
One completely sold out, one pretty packed.
Brilliant.
There was like 4 seats left.
Awesome.
And then I did a new show that I've been producing and working on, which we did just gone.
You see, that's what we need to look at, because the actual fact, what's it called?
At the moment, it's called Legends in Tenerife.
Right, let's have a look at this, Legends in Tenerife. Normally, the idea would be you get maybe 5 or 6 people, bring them together, look at what they do and say, look, I'll be Gaga, you be this, you be that, the other. And they'll come together and they'll come and bring their piece to the show.
Yes.
But you've produced this one.
Yes.
You've put this together.
Yes.
You've choreographed it, and what have you done?
Some of it. It's the easier bits.
What is it you've done? What you've actually? I mean, this is from what I gather. Katy J has got hold of this show, and don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing anybody else who's on the show, but you've actually you always have. It sounds awful. You have a shepherd and sheep. I've got the wrong words, but you're the shepherd in this show. You are driving the sheep forward.
It's a mixture. It was a mixture of my ideas plus getting feedback from them on what their ideas would be, and then me going, well, I'll take that part of it and run with it, but we'll leave that bit behind.
Well,
I think of myself as an editor. Right. Everything I do, like we talked about the tech thing.
Well, you've been talking about my tech thing here as well. Give me some lessons.
I'm very much. I like to streamline, edit, organise, and get things in order, and that's how my brain works. So that's how the role that I've taken.
Let's give them the credit where credit's due. You're in the show.
Yes.
Hayley's in the show.
Yes.
Who else is in the show?
Glenn Gannon, or Glenn King, as he's known on the island.
And what legend is he?
He was Elvis Presley and Neil Diamond.
Fantastic. Did you have little Sam Philip Cox?
We had little Sam.
Rocket Sam.
He was Frank Sinatra.
What a voice he's got.
We had Alejandro. He was Bruno Mars. I believe he actually works where we are right now in the bar. He's one of their singers. Obviously, you had the fabulous Hayley Butler. She was Tina Turner and Cher. And then I was Gaga, but I'm working on something for next time.
Look at this already. Can I tell you now, something for me, I saw everything, I'm a big on social media and I saw it all go down. There's a lot of videos out there if you want to check them out. It was an absolute success from what I've seen.
Yes, it was sold out. It was a sold out night.
Yeah, a little bit annoyed. Because are you going to do another?
Maybe.
You maybe do another?
There may be one in the pipeline.
See, the thing for me, I don't sing. I really don't sing. But there was a lady on TV called Honey G.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're H to the O to the N to the E to the Y to the G, it's Honey G. Can I be in your show?
Well, you can come and do like in the interval, you can be the warm-up for the second half. It's no problem.
I think I'll leave it to the professionals, Katy J, to be honest with you. I think I'll leave it to you guys. What amazed me about it was, this is the serious side of it now. Before COVID, you would have 12 gigs.
Yes.
For instance.
Yeah.
You'd go out and you'd do your show 12 times. You must now be thinking in the future that this is changing. You must now be thinking you're going to be taking this into your own hands.
Yes.
Because when you take something into your own hands, you're in control of your own destiny. Just the same as Shelley, same as Hayley, the way they think. I'm sure this is the way people are thinking now. Is like, hang on a minute, I've got this show, Gaga, for instance, which is, if I'm a holiday maker coming over on holiday with my wife and my kids, and I'm looking for something to do, and I see Gaga being performed as a tribute for €10 a ticket, I would most probably pay for that.
Yes.
And that's something where yourself, you've got to look and go, well, hold on, this is different to what you used to do.
Yeah.
So, in essence, the idea of the COVID, when we're talking about people getting locked down in COVID, I know it was for some people really difficult, some people really hard, but sometimes, things can grow out of this.
Yeah.
Is that how you're thinking yourself?
Sometimes you've got, where there isn't any opportunities, you've got to create your own.
Yeah.
So sort of like the guys over at Vivo opened the door a little crack and I went, hi!
They've done great. They've done brilliant.
You can't get rid of me.
But this is really, really good. I mean, I've seen it with the Spice Girls. That they've done a tour
Yes.
thing down there again. Not my bag. Absolutely not my bag. But they've done a sell-out and they're doing another sell-out.
They've already sold out.
And they've got
can't get
Lanzarote.
tickets.
You're killing someone, Theo.
You can't get
That's
tickets.
all right.
I have to say though, if you do want to go and see, because it's not, you've got Frankie McInerney in there doing a night. It's
Yeah.
not just me.
No,
You've
no.
got Tracy Cutting, who's basically me
Spice
on
Girls.
the counterpart of Spice Girls. She's
Yeah.
produced them. She's brought all them together and is putting together fabulous shows down there as well. If you go on their Facebook
Vivo's
page,
Facebook.
Yes, I'm going to quickly look at
Yeah,
my
yeah,
phone.
that's absolutely fine. They deserve the plug that they get.
I prepared because I knew I wouldn't remember it. If you go at Live Act Fest at Vivo, or
Live Act Fest at Vivo.
that's their Facebook page, or vivotenerife.com, you can find all the details of all of the shows,
And
which
this
you
is
can
something
see when you're here.
They're not stopping this. They're carrying on with
This
this,
is
aren't
going to
they?
keep going until new normal
Well,
just
you don't know,
becomes
yeah, but
the
you don't know
normal.
what that's going to be, but that's it's still something. So if you're a holiday maker and you've listened to these in the UK, you've Googled Tenerife on a YouTube and we've come up, and you want to come over, then Vivo is the place to go. Opposite the Veronicas in Los Americas, they're putting shows on pretty much every weekend now.
Yes,
And they're doing their own show, their MHT show as well.
Yeah, I can tell you now that there's going to be a show every weekend between now and the first 2 weeks of November. So at least the next 6-7 weeks, there's a show every week.
So you're just coming off the back of Vivo. You're
Yes.
just coming off the back of those shows. They're brilliant. They're really good. Any more in the pipeline?
Yes. 3.
You got 3 more shows?
Yes,
So
I've
3
just-
more shows or 3 more dates of the same show? Or
3 more dates, 3 different shows on those dates.
3 different shows?
They're not all brand new shows, but a different date for a different show.
So tell me, go on.
So this is exclusive because I've not actually announced
Hey!
this yet. So
Like a bit of exclusivity on here.
Sunday the 11th,
Sunday 11th of
at night time.
October?
Yes, we are doing another Lady Gaga night.
Fantastic.
So you can see
That'll be your
Gaga
third
full
one.
experience. That'll be my third one.
Yeah.
Friday the 23rd,
Yeah.
we will be doing Legends in Tenerife again.
Legend in Tenerife, yeah.
And then
Oh, here we go.
on Friday the 6th of November,
Right.
we are doing Legends in Tenerife Pop Diva edition.
Pop Diva.
Pop Diva
Tell us about that
edition.
one. What's that one?
At this moment in time, everything's still in the works, but it will include myself
Uh-huh.
and Miss Hayley Butler
So this is now on
and 6 Pop Divas.
so this is on the drawing board at the moment.
It's still the pieces are still being put together. I'm still YouTubing and
jigsaws.
Googling and going, scribbling notes and putting it together, but it's penciled in for the 6th of November.
And this is the sort of thing that keeps you going, it helps you.
Keeps me motivated and keeps me sane. I've been quite open and honest on Facebook and
I want to
stuff.
touch on that. Your last post that you put down was
Mm-hmm.
a post that you did. I think it was on. We're on Tuesday now, by the way. It was on Sunday, and it was to do with your own mental health.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So can you just explain a little bit more about that post?
Well, I've put up quite a few. It'll probably be on my old Facebook now. It's been taken down. I have put up posts in the past and been quite open and honest with my mental health. It's actually one of the things that made me love Lady Gaga so much, is because she is so open and honest with her mental health. And she also has the Born This Way Foundation, which deals with mental health in high schools and giving them the tools to deal with their mental health as they grow up. She's very much at the forefront of that kind of movement. I've suffered with depression and anxiety since I was 15.
Since you were 15?
Since I was 15.
Right.
I was medicated for about 10 years. I've been medication free since my son was born. So 5 years. I've been without medication. But like anybody who doesn't have mental health problems, this has been hard.
You see, that's the thing we were talking about, me and Daz were talking about in the first show that we did with Sarah Wagstaff, is that personally, I don't think I do. Some people might think I suffer from mental health problems, I don't know. But me personally, I'm always a glass half full. I had a great lockdown, and this is the thing that was really, I had a great lockdown, I really did, and it almost made me feel guilty to say that.
Yeah.
I was in a new relationship, and Shelley had just
Loving
moved
life.
over. Living La Vida Loca, man. It was amazing. But then what was really humbling was to hear, and it's never wrong to hear the flip side of the coin, to find out that people struggled with it.
Yeah.
And that, everything that you've done over the last couple of weeks, and trust me, on Facebook, you've been everywhere, all over Facebook.
Sorry.
But then to get that post on Sunday night, that you're there saying, hang on a minute, I'm just going to reflect, I'm just going to take a step back, I'm just going to get hold of myself. That was really, for me, that'd be a flippant 2-minute text on there, hey, that's what I'm going to do and all the best, and I'm off and I'm going to go on, I'm going to go and watch Friends or something.
Yeah.
For you, that must have been quite difficult to write.
It's not the first post that I've put up like that, but when I have done it in the past, and quite a few people have messaged me, not necessarily on the post, but messaged me privately.
Yeah.
About how knowing that I struggle with these things helps them, because they know that they're not alone.
That's quite inspiring as well.
And I think that people, because I'm a performer and I'm an entertainer and I stand on the stage and I smile and I sing and I'm there for your amusement, people presume that I'm happy-go-lucky, I'm always turned on to being an entertainer. And it's like, my real name's not Katy J, so we always sort of say that's Katy J.
Damn, I missed it.
You missed that bit. So that's Katy J. When I'm out and I'm working, I'm Katy J. When I'm at home, I'm Katy Allen, which is my real name.
Oh, okay.
And I'm mum of 2, and I'm a wife, and I've got bills to pay, and cleaning to do, and washing to do, and I'm not quite the same person. And I think when people, and obviously I've been going at 190 miles an hour. Yeah. Because it's helped me being focused and having something positive to focus on, like the shows. When I say that they've been a lifeline, they really have, because it's given me something positive to focus when there's so much negativity around.
Haley mentioned the same thing about it.
It's so important to have that drive, because we are quite driven people as performers, to keep that drive. And after I'd done sort of like my 3rd night, I sort of took a moment to go, this is what I have achieved, even though that my mental health hasn't been brilliant over the last 2 months. I've still managed to go, I'm not going to listen to that negative voice in my head, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep being positive. And just to say, sort of like, just because from the outside it might seem like I'm winning and I'm doing all this and aren't I great, I've got this show and this show and this show, I'm still really struggling.
But you're grafting. But you say you're really struggling.
I've been really struggling.
So it's like the swan across the water with the legs going 100 miles an hour.
Exactly that.
Well, to be honest with you, it comes down to the fact is that it doesn't show. It literally, the shows that you're putting on there, it shows an extremely professional person in the arena that you're in. It is one of those when, as I said, from an outsider looking in, from away, from town, from away. We know town can be a little bit of a bubble. So from a helicopter view, looking out, looking in, it shows to everybody. To me, it was like I see a lady who's got children, who is career-minded for their family, career-minded for their performers, career-minded for their art as well, because that's another thing, the art that you put into it. The Gaga album that just dropped, we were talking about this last week. Did you learn that overnight?
About 5 days for the whole album.
Because you performed that literally straight after it got released.
Yeah, because the album was released, and then I did like a Garden Gaga 2 days later, and people who are like massive Gaga fans saying, can you sing this song from the album, this song from the album? I'm like, give me a chance, it's been 48 hours. I've started, but I'm not that good. And then I said, I promised, like, fans that I would do a whole show. I think that's what actually got me removed from Facebook, if I'm completely honest, because it was a brand new album, and I was streaming the tracks, and I use all of my Gaga tracks are her studio audio with her voice missing.
So it's just a little bit like too close to
home for Facebook, so they just went nope and took it down.
That is. So. But the fact from there is, he's like, again, you took that 5 days to learn from there. Obviously, the Gaga fans absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Where's your furthest Gaga fan?
Oh, I've had people from Thailand, the States, watching, yeah.
That must be incredible.
Because I'm part of a few, obviously, Gaga fan clubs and
stuff. I've seen that as well.
I share it to their groups, and I know it brings me a hater every once in a while.
Everybody loves haters, man.
But I know that that's part and parcel, because not every fan of pop stars like tributes and impersonators.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be one that goes, who does she think she is? She's no Gaga. There's always going to be one. So I just go, delete and block. You can't see me again. Bye.
I spoke to the Mac Master. He's got 25,000 followers, and he said, if you don't have the haters, you're not doing it right.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's
big up the haters. Big up the haters. Right, just coming to the end of the conclusion now. We've obviously done present. What's the future? Where do you think you're going to go for the future?
No idea.
You've no idea?
Wherever it takes me.
So how far ahead are you thinking now? You're thinking about ahead as far as the November show?
I've not gone past sort of November at the moment in my head.
No?
Like I said, I would have loved to be able to travel this year, maybe do the odd show elsewhere in Europe and going back to the UK. It's like last year I did a couple of dates. I did like 2 in Scotland, 1 in Newcastle, 1 in London. I would love to have been able to do that again. Yeah. But even like the entertainment industry in the UK is just as much on its head as it is over here. So who knows?
Well, to be honest with you, whichever direction you're going to go in, I know it's going to be a success. And I'm not just saying that for the sake of this. The reason why I'm saying it is because when the chips are down, you get, it's like a phoenix coming out of the flames. You either get people that will burn in the ashes, or you get people rising. I've seen, hopefully the people that we're interviewing, well, I know for definite are the risers, and you for sure are definitely one of them.
Thank you.
I wanted from the beginning of doing the idea of the podcast with Daz. Daz, hope you're doing all right. I wanted you to be on here to have a chat with you, because it was more or less just to give you a round of applause for what you did in the lockdown itself, because that kept so many people going. It kept us going. We're watching, seeing what's going on, and the defiance that you have when you're on there and putting that show on, and the professionalism of it, I think it definitely deserves the accolade and the acknowledgement of a little show like ourselves. Even if it is just this, you never know, we might go worldwide, you never know. But listen, in the future, can I just say, Katy, thank you very much for joining us.
It's
been absolutely brilliant. It's been a pleasure.
Me.
I hope you've enjoyed it. Say goodbye to your Gaga fans.
Bye, and thank you for the support. Bye.
And we'll catch up with you hopefully another time, and we'll keep you posted on anything else that you do. Thanks, Katy.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. That was the first That Tenerife podcast flying solo. Daz, how did it do? Leave your comment below. Let me know. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe. There's a subscribe button down there somewhere on YouTube. Once again, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got some more guests lined up for the future as well. Once again, thank you very much, Katy J. I thought you were absolutely amazing. You are. I wish you all the best for the future, what's going on. I think the stuff that you've done, I think it's been absolutely brilliant. And I look forward to seeing what's going on in the future as well. Please, if you like it, just mention the word, spread it, share it. That Tenerife Podcast. If you want to get in contact, That Tenerife Podcast @gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, That Tenerife Podcast. And that's about it from me. So I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And as we always say, adios.
The Tenerife Podcast.
Tenerife, adelante, tu coraje y tu valor no conoce rival.